Aha, aha. Alas, people don't remember that this world is sustained by Srinivasa Perumal in form of Varaha Swami. Not just during the start when Manu requested Brahmaji that I need a land for me to do dharma, and Brahma found that the earth was sunk in a place unknown. It was in some black hole. And it was Varaha Swami who pulled our earth from causal waters and instilled the earth. To this day, it is Varaha Swami who is instilling the earth in the right orbit so that it sustains human life. It sustains life. You see, tattvas in Bhagavatam should be understood nicely. Now, when our Brahmaji needed a terrestrial globe to sustain physical life, Manu, that's the origin of human life. Manu, human, Manu. So for the earth to sustain human life, it needed to be optimally positioned in the solar system. For that, it's the Vishnu who brought the earth and kept it in the right orbit so that it can sort of sustain life. To this day, Varaha Swami is sustaining life. Now if you read carefully Bhagavatam, who is Vishnu? Who is this Varaha Swami? It says Yajna Varaha Murti. He is the very embodiment of Yajna. And when you say Vishnu, Satyam is Vishnu. Satyam means truth is Vishnu. And Dharmam is Vishnu. Yajnam is Vishnu. And it is Vishnu who sustains human life, sustains life on earth. What does it mean in a Tattva way? Our Shastras can resolve a verse in Bhagavatam, a line in Bhagavatam, in the lines of devotion. It can be resolved in lines of yoga. It can be resolved in lines of cosmology. It can be resolved in lines of philosophy. I'll give you a small example because most of us are well educated in the Western way of education. If you take any point in space, they can resolve this point in 4 coordinates, right? X-axis, Y-axis, and Z-axis, or Z-axis, as some of you may say, and time. So space-time, X, Y, Z, T. So any point in space has an X element, Y element, Z element, and a time element. Likewise, any concept in Bhagavatam is not an isolated concept of only philosophy or only cosmology or only bhakti, devotion, or only tattva. It is a beautiful confluence, an incredible confluence of all the 4 in the same token. So Varahavatara, bhakti has its own connotation, and people who are bhaktas of Varaha Perumal have had the Sakshatkara of Varaha Swami, and Varaha Swami has blessed them. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed himself as a Varaha Perumal for one of his devotees who was a Varaha's devotee. So it is true, form is true, name is true, qualities are true. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started making sounds of a Varaha Swami. Garr, garr, he started making sounds. That's the bhakti side. That will lead to liberation, joy. I am going to talk about the Tattva, philosophical side. Now Varaha Swami is Vishnu, right? Be with me. And Yajno vai Vishnu, says Vedamata. Yajna is Vishnu, Satyam is Vishnu, Dharma is Vishnu. So values and righteousness is Vishnu. Truth is Vishnu, and Yajna is Vishnu. Yajna means the Vedic conduct, rites, rituals, etc. Now, what is the Tattvartha of Varaha Swami holding earth? Are we saying like Atlas is holding earth, etc.? There is a Varaha, big Varaha, and is holding in its 2, horns or the teeth, extended teeth. No. What we are meaning here is 3 things sustain human life on earth. The first thing which sustains life on earth is the inner dharma of truth. The second is the inner dharma of values. And the third, more gross, when I say gross, more manifested cause of sustenance of life on earth is the right conduct, the right behavior. Do you understand the beauty and grandness of our Sanatana Dharma? When we say Varaha, who is Vishnu, is sustaining life on earth, it means unless we follow the path of truth and values and the right actions. These three sustains life on earth. We are seeing, unfortunately, the adverse effects of wrong actions. Ecological imbalance is all very clearly due to our misappropriation, exploitation, abuse of our mother nature. That means yajna was not done properly. Our respect and our gratitude for what has been given to us has been lacking, and hence we became exploitatory, and hence we became greedy, and now we are getting the impact. You see, so many epidemics, so many natural disasters, so much of ocean is in trouble, air is in trouble, water is in trouble, landfills are having a problem. You see, Varaha. And science can explain the external aspects of the right actions to sustain life in this world, but there is also inner truth and inner righteousness, dharma, which sustains life, which I won't say, Bhagavatam and our Mahatmas will say. Inner nature, outer nature, harmony, we can live harmoniously and the life can flourish in this earth. That's the beauty. Some of us, at least, when we get up from the bed and put our feet on earth, we feel grateful, we feel the respect, and we say, Mother Earth, I trample upon you, I do some excesses with you, please forgive me. Let my life be purposeful to justify me trampling on you. That's how everybody wakes up in the morning with the shloka. Add Varaha Swami as the father. So, earth is the mother, Varaha Swami is the father. Earth sustains us, Varaha Swami sustains earth. It sustains the sustainer of all of us. So, mother and father, early in the morning, let us wake up. The moment we put our feet on the ground, salutations, gratitude to Varaha Swami, which is truth, values, which is dharma, and yajno vai Vishnu. Reminder. It's a very poetic, philosophical, practical path. That's our Sanatana Dharma.